The people have spoken. They want more RFC. RFC Fight Night, it's coming back. And this time, it's showtime. RFC 27, showtime. In the main event, Jin La Pulga Herrera versus Jarrett Thundercat Crawford. July 27 in A La Carte Pavilion in Tampa. Brought to you by NSV, live on TV Vision.
This is Total Action.
This is our environment. I mean, I don't.
These are the stories of fighters that
Welcome back to RFC 27 Press Conference Live. Here with me, I have the two undefeated fighters going for the main event of the night for the bantamweight division. To my right, I have Gian La Pulga Herrera, and then to my left, I have Jarrett Thundercat Crawford. Let me start with you, Gian. First of all, I'm going to say, with everybody out here, they call you La Pulga.
Yes.
And that's a Spanish word. What is that? How does that people? How do you explain that? What is that word?
It means the flea. Typically, fleas like to jump around and draw blood, and that's what I do. You'll see on the fight.
So you're calling yourself a flea?
Yes, I'm a flea.
Okay, that's pretty interesting.
It is nothing menacing, you know. I'm not out there to show this. Oh, I'm a big, badass type attitude, you know. No, I love fighting. I have nothing but respect for my opponent. So I'm not trying to sound like no, hardcore guy.
In your last fight, you had a knockout or knockdown and a submission.
Yes.
Did you feel that was an easy walk for you, or what?
No fight's an easy walk for me. I prepare for the absolute worst storm that could possibly happen, and it just ended up going my way, that fight, you know.
Okay. Interesting. Jared, what do you think about a flea being on top of you?
Hopefully he ain't gonna be on top of me, but if it happens, man, I train for everything just like him.
Well, you're an interesting story because you at one time were about 200 pounds. So you were basically a heavyweight, yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's really interesting because I think also when you do come in after a fight, you put on a lot of weight. What do normally you come in at your fighting weight?
I actually don't walk around that heavy. I mean, the heaviest I think I've walked when I fought 35 is about 150. So I'm usually walking in the 45 to 50 range. So
okay.
I'm not that overly heavy.
Okay. Have you trained with anybody like La Pulga and that being that fast? I mean, I know I've seen him fight before, and he's quick and he's lightning. Talking about a flea, he's got to be on you, leeching on you. How do you defend against that?
I mean, you train for everything, man, in this sport. You have to. If you train for one thing, you're just going to get beat at the other aspect of the game. So I try to train for everything. I mean, no fighter is alike, in my opinion, exactly alike to some sense. You just got to try to pick your training partners that are as similar as you can get to them. So.
Okay, good deal. And I'm going to open this up to the press out here and see if you've got any questions for this main title bout, which is, you guys know, is an open title for bantamweight. Yes. I mean, before I open that up, what do you guys think about that? Do you think it's a good shot that you might get it?
Well, I'm sure like Jared, I'm confident in my skills and my team, just like I'm sure he's confident, otherwise he wouldn't have taken the fight. So it's going to be a fight. It's going to be a scrappy fight. So.
Now, have you been training? What type of training have you been getting ready for this? Because, I mean, he's going to come in a little bit heavier than you.
Yes.
How have you been training for that?
I've been training, I say harder than ever, only because I try to step up every time, so I'm not the same fighter when I come in. So I've been stepping up my training. He's a heavier guy, but at our weight class, and we're typically a smaller guy, so I'm the smallest guy in my gym. So I'm always training with the bigger guys, So the weight really doesn't bother me. I walk around my fight weight. I'm probably 137 right now, so.
Well, let me ask you this, La Pulga. I don't know if your chin has ever been tested. He's got a heavy punch. He showed himself at his last fight, knocked the guy out. I mean, has your chin been tested with a guy like this? Can you handle that?
My chin's been tested with Yosmani's kicks. That guy kicks very hard, and I mean, if you can match your punch to Yosmani's spin kick, then, then yeah.
Then you're saying that no matter what Jared comes with, you're going to be able to defend it.
I hope so. I'm gonna be training to defend it.
What do you think about that?
I think he should be training just like me, man. I'm training for everything. He could, come in. Anybody can get hit once and get knocked out, though. That is the name of the game. It does happen. But I'm looking forward to a war, man. I've been waiting for somebody to push me to my, limit, and I think he's one of the few people out there that are going to do it right now.
Will you call this the main fight of the night, besides being the main event?
Oh, yeah, it's going to be explosive. There ain't going to be no slowing down.
No slowing down.
Especially when we thought it was going to be a 5-round fight and they changed it to 3. I mean,
Let me ask you something. You're over here, we're at a press conference, and you're over smiling. You're smiling at your opponent.
There ain't no reason to, get angry at anybody for fighting. I like Gian. I've hung out with him at fights before.
Yeah, we've actually.
We'll have to talk to Joe Valdez about that one. Let's take a question from the press out here, and maybe we can get some of these guys. Go ahead, sir.
So when you're saying this is an open bantamweight title fight, is that state title as well as RFC title?
Good question. That is a state title fight where it will be sanctioned by the Florida State Boxing Commission. Yes. Next question.
3 or 5 rounds?
It is a 3-round championship fight. Anybody else?
If, Gian,
Sir.
if you finish the fight, how do you see the fight ending?
That's a tough one. Knockout or submission?
Jared, how about you?
I chose in my interview, I said a 2nd round TKO, but I think it could go the distance with the way we both fight. I mean, we both fight to finish, but when 2 people fight to finish, it usually cancel each other out and it goes to decision, but I guarantee you it won't be a slow fight.
What about, would you be standing up, or you're going to try to take him down?
I'm going to go where the fight goes, man, It depends. I mean, I haven't really had a chance to showcase any of my stand-up in my fights for the most part. I mean, my last fight I dropped the guy, but it wasn't, it wasn't much of a stand-up war.
Well, both of you guys had knockouts, so you have the knockout capability. So it'd be interesting to see what comes up on July 27th. Gentlemen, I appreciate it. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Appreciate
Good
it.
luck to you. You have it, guys. RFC 27 coming to you live from Alucard Pavilion. Check it out on our web, www.rfcmma.com. Thank you.
This is Total Action.
With our environment, we not only
These are the stories of fighters that
The people have spoken. They want more RFC. RFC Fight Night, it's coming back. And this time, it's showtime. RFC 27, showtime. In the main event, Jin La Pulga Herrera versus Jared Thundercat Crawford. July 27 in Alucard Pavilion in Tampa. Brought to you by NSV, live on TV Vision.